get everything started to be centered first. So you can see it's almost centered when I put my hands on it. And scoop up from the bottom, push forward and down to do a little bit of combing up. And then push down into way down. And open up. So just have your hands work together when you're opening up a larger mouth. And coming back. Towards my hand. If you want to check your depth, you can. Evening out the bottom a little bit. I'm going to kind of hook my finger over. And then hug in and get everything back on center. Nice flattening. Nice even moisture in the bottom. Then I can start that pool. So I'm already a little thinner, not in this bottom part, so I don't have as much clay to move up all at once. I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit tighter so I don't have to worry about bringing it in. And I'm also gonna try to keep this thickness on the rim because I'm going to be joining two pots together. I'm not introducing too much water. I'm just having even moisture. Stays a little bit thicker. I'm gonna think about getting some slip on the outside and on the inside. Slow my wheel down a little bit, and I really want to dig down at the bottom and lift that clay all the way up. Take my rib and just clean everything up real quick. So I'm adding a little bit of water, making sure it's nice and on center. I'm going to do more of an ironing pull. I'm going to hope that fork doesn't get in the way. And this is going to be my bottom pot, so I'm keeping a little bit of thickness. Just for stability at the base. I can introduce my shape, a little bit of a shape if I want it. I don't want to do too much shaping right now, just because when I add the top piece, wherever I introduce a bend, it'll cause it to be, I don't know, it'll cause a weak spot. Alright, so I'm gonna just come down to the bottom. And think about lifting a little bit. And then introducing a little bit of a curve. Just widening everything. So I'm not pulling, I'm just shaping. Get all that water out of the inside. Do a little compression down. And then I'm going to measure with my calipers. So my next piece that I throw, I know that the outside of it needs to be that big to fit on top. I'm going to keep that measurement. Alright, this piece is about 3 pounds. The first one was 7. So again, I kind of pounded everything into shape. Or sorry, the first one was 4. So it'll be 7 total. Alright, so I pounded everything into shape. Coning up and coning down. Just 1 or 2 times, just because I had wedged this clay. You all know how I feel about wedging. So I'm trying to make sure I got all those air bubbles out. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make it so my bottom is gonna fit on my top. I'm gonna squeeze that in a little. You can also do it the other way. And it might end up being that way, but we'll just give myself some options. Alright, so right now my dome is as wide as the top of my other piece that I measured. So I'm gonna open up. Ooh, I can already tell that I did not wedge very well. Alright. And I can go all the way to the back. So bottomless cylinder. And I can pull over a bit. Get my hand in there. Slow down a little bit. thinking about keeping everything really nice and centered. So this is the measurement I have to match. So I'm gonna keep my bottom the same, and I'm gonna make my top be the piece that I'm turning over and putting on the top of my other piece. Because traditionally that's probably how it's done, but it doesn't really matter either way you can do it. So I'm kind of thinking about throwing this piece upside down as to how it's gonna go in the pot. So this part will be connected to my pot. So I just want to give myself, keep that room probably with that thickness because it matches my other one. Air bubble. You can see when I'm throwing bigger things, as soon as I can touch those hands back together, I do, because it just gives me some stability, right? So I gotta widen that a little bit. So I'm just gonna do a shaping tool. And my bottom is a little bit thick right now, but after I get these two pieces attached, I will be able to pull the bottom will become the top, so I'll be able to pull the, oh, there's a big air bubble right there. Let's check that measurement again. Yeah, so a little bit wider. Pretty good. Just gonna dry this off so it dries a little faster. Connect them faster. I'm just gonna clean this bottom up a little bit so it's a little bit easier when I turn it over. I'm not dealing with like a lot of unevenness in my bottom. Make sure this is nice and level. Just a little bit off. And that's it. I'll wait until these harden up and connect them.